Here are the top 5 security facts we learned this week. U.S. President Donald Trump is reportedly considering an Israeli request to allow convicted spy for Israel, Jonathan Pollard, to come to Israel. Israeli media quoted officials as saying that the president could potentially bring Pollard to Israel for the dedication of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem later this month. It's not known if Pollard would be allowed to stay in the country. Pollard was released in 2015 after spending 30 years in prison. Under the conditions of his parole, he is not allowed to visit or live in Israel for at least 5 years. Number 2 now, Israel's defense ministry has delayed a scheduled joint test of its Arrow 3 intercontinental ballistic missile defense system in the United States. The delay following consultations between Washington and Jerusalem in order to achieve maximum readiness for the field test. Jerusalem and Washington are working hard towards finding a new date for a first such test to occur outside of Israel. The exercise, which is to be carried out in cooperation with the U.S. Missile Defense Agency, was due to take place on the Alaskan island of Kodiak, where the system would have been tested against targets similar in behavior to advanced ballistic missiles being developed by Iran. The U.S. Army is planning to demonstrate launching an unmanned aircraft system from a rotary wing platform this year, as it looks at how manned and unmanned aircrafts will team on the future battlefield. The service has reportedly selected the air-launched tube-integrated unmanned system to launch from a rotary wing test aircraft, possibly a UH-60 Black Hawk, in the late summer or early fall timeframe. The first test is not expected to include a direct launch of the system, but is designed to understand the implications of launching something like a drone from underneath a rotary wing system at low altitude. And number 4 now, Russia's advanced weaponry will be demonstrated for the first time at Moscow's military parade to mark the 73rd anniversary of the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany. Russia released images of its rehearsal this week ahead of the actual event. Defense Minister Army General Sergei Shoigu said that for the first time ever, the Uran-9 combat multifunctional robotic system, the Uran-6 multi-purpose mine clearance robotic vehicle, and Corsair short-range drones will appear along with other land and air weapons. Of the 3 vehicles Shoigu named, only the unarmed Uran-6 has seen actual operational use, most notably in Syria. And finally, number 5, China aims to recover the first stage of the Long March 8 carrier rocket, which is still under development and is expected to make its maiden flight around 2021. According to a Chinese rocket expert, this is part of China's endeavors to develop reusable space vehicles. The Long March 8 rocket will have 2 stages and 2 boosters. The first stage and boosters are expected to be retrieved through vertical landing. If successful, the new rocket would provide commercial launch services to customers around the globe. And there you have it, our top 5 security facts this week.